Hey y'all, it's my review for the Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 13. So out of nowhere, the ladies are going to the Dominican Republic this episode. They didn't even announce that they were going. Like, they did it in a flashback. And Robin is facilitating it? Why? And why the DR of all places? Questions that need answers, but I really don't care. So we open the episode with Mia and Gordon as they pretend to love each other. She's waiting on Ashley to come over to visit, and she's telling G about her fight with Karen. And not Gordon pretending not to know what Karen meant by trick. Gordon seems like he knows a lot about tricks and dealing with them. We cut to Mia's confessional, and she lets production know that she conveniently left out the rapper and married man allegation thrown her way. I'm wondering, was she stepping out on Gordon during this time? We'll find out during the reunion. I believe they're actually filming it this week. So then a little later, Ashley comes over, and Mia is doing what she does best. Not lying, but getting the tea out of the other ladies and asking the right questions. So of course she's asking Ashley, is she or is she not divorcing Michael? And she kind of compares Ashley's situation with her and Gordon in the case that they divorce, like she may be worried about the security. And Ashley then admits what we all knew, which is the reason why this is going so slowly for her is because of financial security. And then it goes back to her and Sheila and how Sheila operated. Like, they've been homeless a few times. She said she remembers when, like, it was her and her stuff, like, outside on the street. And yeah, from then on, it doesn't surprise me, like, why she got with Michael in the first place. Marrying for survival. And it looks like Ashley's biggest fear is ended up like her mom with her two kids on the street because she can't support herself. Side note, we see a picture of Ashley when she was a baby, and she looks just like her first son, Dean. Wow, and at first I thought he looked like Michael. I mean, skin tone wise he looked like Michael, but he definitely looks like his mom in this picture. Ashley tells Mia that she's eventually gonna get a divorce, at least by the end of the year. TikTok, it's 2024, Ashley. By the reunion, we'll see if the divorce papers have been signed. So then this is where we find out that the ladies are going to the Dominican Republic. Also, it's going to be Ashley's birthday. Lucky her that the cash trips are always around her birthday. But we see in a flashback at Nneka's event where Robin announced to the group that they're all going to the Dominican Republic for whatever reason. We also see in a flashback that even though Robin is facilitating this, no one is excluded from the cash trip. So then we cut to Robin's confessional saying that she's aware of the drama in the group, but this trip is just solely for fun, no drama, no fixing relationships. Isn't that the whole purpose, though, for y'all to move on so y'all can function in further seasons? Yeah, switch this cast up after this, please. My opinion on the current friendship dynamic of the ladies, I think Robin is in a place where she can move on with everyone she has problems with, like Karen, even Candace, as well as Wendy. Giselle, I think she has crossed the point of no return with Candace, vice versa. And then also with Nneka and Wendy. That's a problem, unless they get rid of Wendy next season, which I can see happening. Speaking of Candace, we cut to her confessional and she says the DR is big enough for her fabulosity and Robin's dry ass. Now, she has a lot to say about Robin's dry ass in her confessionals, but she definitely still wants her dry ass friendship. So, which is it? Is it Uchiwali or one mic? So next scene, we had the meetup between Nneka and Wendy, finally, which should have happened at least episode 3 or 4. We're on episode 13. This feud should have been dead. Side note, that's a cute name for a restaurant. Easy like Sunday? Child, where is Wendy going dressed like this? I mean, she looked cute, but I was just like, really? So I'm not even gonna waste y'all's time as well as mine going through this sit down. I'm giving y'all the cliff notes of it. Y'all know how this started. It's mostly behind the scenes shit that they really can't say without breaking the fourth wall. We know that Nneka was gonna be on the show. They're trying to get Wendy off, and that's what Wendy was seeing. She saw the writings on the wall, what production was trying to do. So I think Nneka was trying to get on the show through Wendy because they have like a common person that they both know. So I guess when Wendy found this out, I guess her family was doing her dirty work. And her mom was calling to intimidate Lebby or Nneka. I think it was just Lebby. And Lebby told this to Nneka. And then the submitting to the shrine and stuff like that, which I think Nneka should have never done. She should have never brought that on TV that her mom was submitting her name to a shrine. All you had to say was your mom was calling trying to intimidate me to not use your name. And then they used Ashley for Nneka to get through on the show. And then here go messy Ashley telling Nneka the rumors about Wendy that didn't make the situation better. So this all happened like 7 weeks ago in this time frame. So they're just now doing a one-on-one sit down. This should have been happened. Now, I already said my issue with Nneka. My issue with Wendy is she should have held her family more accountable for getting in between the two of them. Like, they could have been squashed this misunderstanding. But then at this point, Nneka already called her mom a witch, and now it's the point of no return because we're getting into like some serious Nigerian culture that should not be like exploited on a Real Housewives franchise. So in my opinion, both sides are wrong. So further into their conversation, Wendy's like, I don't care about all that. You called my mom a witch, and that's where we have a problem. Now, I talked to my mom, I talked to my sister about this, and they categorically deny what you're saying. So production, they roll the footage of Wendy talking to her mom, and y'all, I mean, no matter how much you love Wendy, her mom was lying in that scene. She clearly called Lebby like Nneka said, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, she tried to intimidate her like in some kind of way on Wendy's behalf. Now that, I think Wendy should take ownership for, but it's her mom. I don't expect her to. Like, she's gonna rock with her 10 toes down no matter if she's right or wrong. But there lies the problem. Her mom should have never got involved. Can we agree on that? I also, in my opinion, think that Wendy was pissed that they were trying to bring another Nigerian on the show, possibly pushing her off. Now, I know that's hard to prove, but then once Nneka came from Wendy and called her mom a witch, this gave Wendy the go-ahead to just not fuck with her, period. In any case, y'all, I don't give a fuck. I'm just reviewing what I'm seeing. Please do not come in the comments attacking me because my opinion is different from yours. I forgot to add that disclaimer at the beginning of the video, which is sad, really. I'm just tired of the back and forth between two Nigerian women who I thought were going to be allies instead of enemies. So then we see Wendy ask Nneka, out of all of this, what did I do to you? And Nneka, she really doesn't have an answer for that. But she says that it's your family acting on your behalf. And then Wendy's still like, yeah, but what did I do? So, it's kind of tricky there because she's not taking accountability for that. And then Nneka is saying that, well, your mom submitted my name to a shrine. Wendy is saying, well, you called my mom a witch, which is also a point of no return for her. So then here we are at the stalemate again. It looks like they're not getting anywhere, but Nneka tells Wendy that I'm willing to put this to the side so we can move forward. And then Wendy asks her, well, you can at least apologize for calling my mom a witch and that these allegations aren't true. All Nneka can say is, I apologize for calling your mom a witch, and I apologize for calling you a bitch. And that is not enough for Wendy. It looks like Wendy has had it, and there's nothing else further to talk about. Now, Nneka does mention that Wendy called her a crackhead, and she didn't get an apology for that. Oh, Wendy, I just need her to take some accountability, but I don't think she wants to move forward. And I want Wendy to move forward because I actually wouldn't mind seeing Wendy next season, but if she doesn't work this out with Nneka, I don't think we're gonna see her next season. And if Wendy is fine with that, then good luck with your YouTube show. So this conversation ended how I thought it would. Wendy says that she's willing to coexist, but I don't think they'll ever be friends. And she tells Nneka that you don't want peace. And Wendy does bring up a good point. She says that I can tangibly say that you called my mom a witch, but what you're all saying is hearsay. But Nneka is saying that Lebby can corroborate what she said. So it really is, again, like we're stuck at a stalemate, and it just is what it is. They're at a point of no return, like Candace and Giselle. The only difference is, like, this is a new girl. She just came on the show. It really sucks that Wendy can't see the bigger picture, and she's actually just digging her own grave in regards to being on next season. As Wendy leaves, they break the fourth wall and show Nneka talking to a producer, and she's crying out of frustration that Wendy won't accept her apology. At this point, it is what it is. Just pay each other dust, because I don't want to hear this argument anymore. So next scene, we're with Candace and Chris, and don't they just love each other? Don't they seem so happy, y'all? Chris looks absolutely miserable. Chris is nagging Candace about spending money on a purse, I guess money that he doesn't have. And he tells her, remember when you had a problem with me working all the time and you rarely saw me? Well, I feel the same way right now about you. It seems like Candace don't give a shit because now it's all about her cosplaying as an R&B singer. She's looking forward to her second leg of the Deep Space Tour. Yeah, I see divorce in their future, which means they're going to keep her on Potomac because they want to capture that. I don't know. In my opinion, again, I am just reviewing what I'm seeing. The way she talks to him is wild, like jarring. And he's taking it. I can just see him hitting his threshold with this and saying enough is enough. So as Chris is saying that he wants to spend more time with her, he gets to the IVF situation, like, what's her timeline on that? She says if she were to do the IVF, she's nervous about the lymph node that she got checked out about, and she's worried that it might accelerate to something like breast cancer. Even though she shows this paper to Chris saying that she doesn't have breast cancer. I will say before she gets pregnant, she does need to think about where this marriage is going because it looks like it's heading towards divorce and then she'll be a single mom just like her nemesis Ashley. And here they go arguing back and forth again. Anywho, next scene we're with Giselle as she's with her daughter. I think it's graduation day for her. Scenes like this for Giselle works in her favor because, again, she's endearing when we see her being a mom. Oh, so we see Giselle's home video, we see Grace graduating, we see Giselle's mom and dad. I wonder if they show her getting the news that her father passed, because it happened in July. I Googled it, and the cast trip was in June, so we'll see. Oh, and here go Jamal Bryant, who's so proud of Grace doing the Bryant name good. I forgot he talks like this. So next scene we're with Robin, Nneka, and Mia, and they're just shopping before they all go to the Dominican Republic. So Mia's talking about her issue with Karen. She says her and Karen are good because she knows what to expect out of Karen. They then go to Nneka and Wendy, and Nneka says she apologized to Wendy, but wasn't good enough for her. And Robin says, well, she doesn't want to move forward. Now, this coming from Robin is very ironic, but I'm going to move on. So next scene, it is the day of the DR trip. We see all the ladies arriving to the airport. So we see the whole cast is there and Kiarna, who is the friend of, I believe, that's Wendy's friend. Apparently, Robin knows her through Giselle, and Giselle knows her through her hairdresser. Now, I'm really curious, why didn't Charisse go? Because she was there when Robin announced the trip. So they're all on the Sprinter, no drama yet, but then Karen's letting the ladies know that Ray comes to the DR every year, and when she married him back in the day when she called his room while he was in the DR, a woman answered the phone, and apparently it was the cleaning lady. When Married to Medicine, Dr. Jackie's husband, Curtis, he goes to the DR a lot, and now we're hearing Ray goes to the DR, by himself. And then you have Mia saying that you can order women in the DR. I don't know, but Karen says she chooses to believe that it was the cleaning lady. And of course, we cut to Giselle's confessional asking what maid answers the phone in the hotel room. And she says that Raven pulled the okie doke on Karen. We can always count on Giselle to be Karen's #1 hater. So then the ladies arrive to the property, and it's very nice, very luxurious. I think I would go back to the DR and stay somewhere like this, but not the resorts. Like, I went twice to the same resort, and the food was trash. The liquor, of course, it's like you gotta drink 10 drinks to feel something, or not. Thank God I brought edibles the last time, but look, no more DR for me. Like, I'll go to Puerto Rico, I'll go to Mexico, but I'm not staying on any more resorts. We then cut to some of the ladies' confessionals congratulating Robin on a good find. because I don't really associate Robin with luxury. So then we get to Candace's confessional, which, by the way, she looks stunning in this. Like, the hair is right, her face is beat. This is a good look for Candace. But anyway, she's throwing shade at Robin and Juan, saying that he has an affinity to pay for good hotels, that he paid for this one. Yeah, this property is nice. The property manager, she looks a little bit like Rita Ora. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Rita Ora, because I still don't know what she do. Now, side note, wait a minute. So Wendy is now talking to Robin, being nice to her? Like, what is it with these girls trying to get the Green Eye Bandits friendship? So she can't move on with Nneka, but now, like, she's acting like her and Robin are cool. Okay. I gotta say that Wendy is one of the most inconsistent women on this franchise. At least with Giselle, she's consistently a snake. Candace, she's consistently a spoiled brat crybaby. But with Wendy, I'm always side-eyeing her on her consistency. Ooh, now wait a minute. Side note. Okay, new girl, friend of Kiarna. This is a really good confessional look. I love it. I'm just glad she's finally getting a speaking role. Wow, so the ladies are looking around the property. We see Robin's primary suite. It's amazing, and here go Wendy again, being real friendly with Robin, like laying it on thick. So here go the room situation. There are 8 bedrooms, 4 of them are singles, and 4 of them are doubles. How are they going to disperse this? I mean, off the bat, I would think the 4 singles should go to all the OGs. So Robin has her own room, Giselle has her own room, Ashley should have her own room, and Karen should have her own room. Ooh, but messy Robin. She tells Karen that I want you to experience something that you haven't before. You're going to be in one of the doubles. And you know the Grand Dame is not going to have that. Robin's explanation for this is she wants to get back at Karen for being put in double rooms with Giselle all the time. She feels like she's going to get back at Karen, but Karen's going to eventually get her way. I'm actually on Karen's side. Like, there's no reason that, there's 4 single rooms, 4 doubles. There's no reason Karen shouldn't be in a single room. So then we find out Robin decides to give the single rooms to Giselle, Ashley, herself, and Nneka, the new girl. They just want to get under Karen's skin so bad. So Karen's like, not today, Satan. So she's going to the management saying, I want my own room. I got my credit card. And then a really weird scene, we see Wendy, who I thought Kiarna was her girl. Like, that's Wendy's friend of. But she said, I don't want to share a room with Kiarna. So as Karen's making a big fuss about being in a double room, Ashley comes to her and says, Karen, you can have my room. It's fine. I'll just split a double with Mia. And this is really nice of Ashley, since this is technically like her birthday too on this trip. So as Karen's talking to the property manager about getting another room, Ashley's like, are you gonna stay on the resort? How are you gonna do that when Robin already dispersed the rooms? Karen's like, Benjamins, that's how. So the lady tells Karen it's gonna be 5,000 in Dominican pesos. I'm just curious how much that is. 1 second. Now wait a minute, 5,000 Dominican pesos is 85 US dollars? Child, let me see how much that resort is. Okay, that must be some type of mistake, because I'm on the website and 3 nights in one of the elite suites is $1,000, which isn't bad for the accommodations, I'd say, but I want to know, what was 5,000 Dominican pesos? Y'all let me know in the chat. Maybe I got confused somewhere. This has really turned into a situation. Kiarna, she gets just a double room by herself. Wendy's like, girl, go on. She don't even care about her friend of. Wendy is suffering from pick-me-itis, but I digress. I hate laughing at Giselle's confessionals, but they are funny. Again, she's hating on Karen. She's like, why don't you want to split a room? You afraid somebody gonna see you without your wig on? Because I've seen you without your wig on. I get it. So now we have Candace and Wendy asking Robin what's going on with the situation. Robin is saying Karen turned her nose up at Ashley's room. Then Karen says, shut up, Robin. Now they're going back and forth with each other. Karen tells her shut up as she walks away, and Robin's like blah 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 blah. I mean, I actually don't mind this episode. I'm mildly entertained, and I cackle every time I hear Karen say raggedy ass in reference to Robin. So a little time passed by. Karen still is without a room. She's just hanging out in the living room space. And we find out that the activities for this day is night golf and then dinner. So Ashley comes by Karen and again offers her room in exchange for her staying with Mia. And this time, Karen obliges and, she's very nice about it. But then you can hear Robin in the background saying something. And then Karen's like, Robin, shut your raggedy ass up. Robin then tells Karen, you need to apologize. Karen tells her, you need to get the fuck out of my face. So the next scene, we see Giselle talking to Kiarna about, having this room by herself. And I guess Kiarna was feeling bad on the flight. And Giselle, calls herself checking on her and then saying, well, trying to plant the seed that her homegirls didn't care about her well-being. We see what you're trying to do, Giselle, and cause division. So it's later on in the evening. The ladies are about to do the first activity, the night golf. But before they leave, Giselle, while talking to Robin, Ashley, and Mia, has a little plan to get under Karen's skin and mess with her, like a little practical joke. She said, well, we like Nneka, and, she actually lives in Potomac, and Karen tried to shade her. Let's make Nneka the new grande dame of Potomac. So she's trying to give that title, which she gave Karen, which I don't think she expected Karen to really own that title and run with it. So now she's trying to give it to Nneka, and she got this crown and sash to give her. So now fast forward to all the ladies standing outside as Giselle's about to do her coronation of Nneka being the new grande dame of Potomac. Message Giselle also says how Nneka told her that Karen tried to throw some shade her way. We see Karen off to the side telling Nneka, oh, you ratted on me, huh? So as Giselle's crowning Nneka the new grande dame of Potomac, we see Karen, she takes a good joke. She's pretending like it's not getting to her. She's applauding. The credits are rolling. And then out of nowhere, we see Candace just storm off as she's saying, I don't want to be part of this foolishness. We cut to her confessional. She says, any opportunity this sinister imp has to inflict pain on others, she takes it. I will say, I'm not defending Giselle, but it's a practical joke on Karen, and why are you more mad than Karen is? If you hate Giselle, that is fine and dandy, but you should not let her get you this bother, Candace. Really. Because it just makes you look crazy, in my opinion. Why is she mad about that? But yeah, that is where the episode ends. Fairly decent episode. Again, I feel how I feel about this franchise, that it needs to end immediately. They need to do some casting immediately. And yeah, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. With that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the Married to Medicine review. Bye.